Adobe is now working with Claude to give us AI tools built into the Creative Cloud suite. I'm really interested to see what this announcement is and what it means for Adobe creators like myself. Okay. Try now in Claude. All right, let's give it a try, I guess. Connect Adobe for creativity. Okay, so now I have to sign in. Okay, so I'm giving access to Claude, all of my Adobe stuff. It works out because I paid for Claude, but it's expiring in 7 days. So let's give this a try. I'm going to upload an image to make a thumbnail. So I'm going to say I want to put free pick logo on the left, magnific logo on the right with the graph paper, apply some RGB, split, film grain, and vignette. Claude wants to use Adobe mandatory init from Adobe for creativity. Okay, allow. I'll build the YouTube thumbnail composition using Canvas Brush, then use Adobe tools for post-processing. Let me first upload the source images via the file picker. Let me build this as a polished rendering artifacts first, applying all visual effects in browser. It's doing a blend of what Claude was able to do before, along with a bit of Photoshop tools built in. This is very confusing to me. Here's your thumbnail. What? Okay, so fail on my first attempt here. Adobe for Creativity brings Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, Firefly, Premiere, Express, InDesign, and stock capabilities into Claude. Create, edit, and design with natural language without switching apps. Let's do a family photo here. Okay, so I'm going to upload a raw Olympus file taken from my OM3 camera, .orf file, and I'm going to say using Adobe Lightroom, fix exposure and apply a subtle film-like look to the image. Okay, I'm going to allow this. Oh, okay, so now we've got a new Adobe window. Okay, I've just dragged a Olympus raw file into this Adobe skill that just showed up here. Claude wants to use asset and file. Man, this is already so much slower than me just opening Lightroom and just hitting auto. But it's an interesting experiment, to say the least. Okay. Let me check the available film presets first. Create a vintage style. Now let me first fix the exposure. The raw file needs to be processed via Lightroom's preset pipeline. Okay. Allow. The ORF raw format isn't directly supported in the Lightroom API. Autotone for creativity. Let me try applying the autotone first. Unfortunately, the Adobe tools don't support Olympus RAW files directly. They work with standard formats like JPEG and common RAW formats. Holy cow. Okay. Try with this Sony RAW file. Okay, so now I'm trying a Sony RAW file. Maybe they don't like Olympus for some reason. Allowed access to all these things. What I'm just asking it to do is to take an image, fix the exposure, apply a bit of a film look to it, and recrop it to 4:3. All things that I could have done by now in Lightroom.
A few moments later.
Well, the file upload appears to be stuck. So we weren't able to do that at all. I just upload the JPEG once. Now I got to do it again inside this Adobe for Creativity window. This is an image that already looks decent. I took it on my iPhone, so it's already looks halfway decent, but let's just see what it can do with the cropping and all that. Exposure fix, vintage instant preset, and a 4:3 crop. All right, let's see it go. So once I went from a raw file to a JPEG, it seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, which makes it not super useful to me. But let's go ahead and see what it does. Allow cropping, a lot of allowing going on here, but it is tapping into some sort of Adobe integration, which is interesting. Done. Let me do a quick preview check before showing you the final result. Okay. All 3 edits applied successfully. Okay. Look at that 4:3 crop, subject aware reframe that keeps him nicely centered in frame. Okay, I think you should prioritize a human's face over the food. Okay, so now I'm going to try something else because that obviously didn't work. Again, it's making me re-upload it twice, but that's fine. I'm just dragging and dropping the JPEG.
A few moments later.
All right, now that's a better looking image. It did apply a bit of a background blur, which is cool. It's nice that it does that for you. The original image here, there it is. Wait. Yeah, it added a subtle blur. It also adjusted the saturation. I'm not very impressed. This is just my very limited use case here, messing around with simple images. It was not accepting my raw files. It wasn't very smart when it was cropping earlier, even though I did ask it to do 4:3 instead of 3:4, which is what a portrait version should have been. But it should have not cropped out the face, though I didn't say that specifically. But my question is any of this actually faster than just doing it yourself? I don't think so.